Look what I got tonight, boy.
Yeah, I was just listening to that. You got the old hourglass.
Oh, you listen to the BTS?
Throw in my earbuds while I'm prepping. I listen to pretty much everything at some point.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Natty 19 podcast.
Woo-woo.
I'm Jonathan Marshall, and we are heading back into the Tomb of Annihilation, which is, if you don't know by now, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure setting. Let's get the music going and kick this off, because here's episode 96 of the Natty 19 podcast. Recap. The battle with the Beholder ends, and you take rest within the Chamber of Respite. That's that small forgotten room through the crawl spaces. Svitlongi, knowing that her deteriorating health would only end in death, takes her leave into the darkness. But not before tasking Zavril to find the Black Opal Crown. Copernicus and Wongo shared words, and after all was said and done, the remaining members of the party returned to the main balcony hall, where the sounds of combat echoed throughout the chamber. A fierce battle had taken place. It was the fight with the two flesh golems chained together that you guys saw but avoided just days ago. You merged to lend aid to the group of knights who had suffered massive casualties during the first few rounds, but together you managed to overcome the flesh golems, and now you stand over the bodies of the young knight Cedric and the Chultan guide Omar.
Gunther looks down at his squire, and you see him kind of turn his attention away from the rest of the group and kneel down and hang his head. Oh, Cedric, you are a good man, a good squire. You would have made a good knight. You do your family proud. As he's saying this, he takes off a ring. It looks like some sort of family crest. If any of you have any knowledge into noble houses or anything like that, you would notice that Cedric's ring is definitely not of one of the great houses, but it's certainly like a lesser noble family. So the squire was definitely of nobility. I will make sure your mother is looked after. And then Gunther pockets the ring. I guess after he's finished with that, he's going to start, putting the body in a more respectful position, closing his eyes.
While he's doing all that, Zavril's going to cast his spirit and heal himself, because I took a beating in that fight.
Yes, Copernicus is hurt too. He will indulge in the healing frog.
Can a good knight get a little spirit frog in these trying times?
So let's, Gunther, mustache, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Sam Elliott.
I respect a man with a good mustache.
There's no way to go from there.
One hand on the hilt of his great sword, the other strokes his mustache in response.
We are of the 3 C's shipping and freight.
Yes, I have heard of you. In fact, it is you who inspired me to come here.
Sorry.
You know, I was in Nyanzaru when you had protected the crowd from the runaway beast. I gave witness to the pillars rising.
Well, you're well met in these trying times down here. Gunther, you said, is your name.
Yes.
And I'm Copernicus.
Copernicus. And you are the Miss Erame Finvane.
Bowing forward very slightly, she says, Irame.
You are of elven nobility.
I am.
There was quite a bit of buzz in Nyanzaru not so long ago.
Yes, my mother has a flair for the dramatic.
And this tall glass of water. Points to Zavril.
See, I'm not the only one that imagines Zavril's sexy.
Apparently Cappy does too. That's kind of creepy.
Come on.
Oh, I'm certain you've heard of me. I'm Zavril Dawn Tracker.
Famed author of children's pop-up books.
Of the Waterdeep Dawn Trackers?
Actually, yes, just outside Waterdeep.
Sorry about your child.
What the fuck? It's fucking dark.
Yeah. I'm afraid I have bad news for you.
I'm gonna have to get another beer.
Little Timmy.
You have to get another son.
So what brings you down into this godforsaken place?
I am on a quest. And as I see it, it is the heart of this temple that beats evil in this land.
Oh boy.
I was waiting for that to come.
You fancy yourself some sort of knight, I take it.
He'll tap your armor with his blade. So
You're gonna need a lot of that down here.
Just hopefully it's not metal. Oh, wait.
This is a fine suit of armor, specially endowed to resist against necrotic damage.
Much like my own. You're a smart man.
So here we are in the 10-foot wide corridor that was heading west from the main balconied hall. Up ahead, there is a set of double doors. But just before then, maybe about 15 feet before those double doors, there's a 5-foot hallway that leads to the north.
Gunther, are you a man of the Order? The Order of the Gauntlet, perhaps?
I belong to no band of such brotherhood. My quest is my own. But I must admit that I do not have the layout of this place, so I will defer to your judgment of where to go next. I have mostly been following you, hoping to catch up to you.
Well, there is a set of rivers up at the top floor that we did not get a chance to go through.
You didn't happen to wander down there, did you?
Yeah, the river's clear. Just kidding.
Actually, you probably would have lost 2 or 3 men down that way.
I had started with a party of 8.
'Twas the river.
No. The river is unknown to me.
Not to be so uncouth, but
he looks at the bodies.
they won't be needing the rations anymore, at least.
Oh,
You see a
Copernicus.
look of distaste cross Gunther's face. His mustache is very disappointed in Copernicus.
I'm just being practical, Irame.
I assure you that when it counts, Copernicus is a stand-up guy.
If you are hungry, Drow, I will give you my rations. There is a satchel over there against the wall. He wasn't gonna fight with it, so I'm imagining, like, you know, our backpacks and shit. Kind of. I don't know. Did Cedric? He was the squire, so he'd be carrying stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about this.
You'd be carrying your supplies,
It'd
probably.
be carrying
Right,
your
right.
supplies.
That's
right,
true.
exactly.
That's true.
Copernicus
Yeah,
wants
so-
to be your squire.
One day I'll be a knight.
One day I'll be a knight.
I'll be a knight one day. You'll see. You'll all see.
Fine, Copernicus, you're hired.
Oh, probably joy.
There's no pay, but the reward is great.
You get to live underneath the mustache.
Well,
It will shield you in the rain.
do you still have that magic ring, Irame? The one with Obalaka?
No. Wait, yes. Obalaka's ring. Yes. Sorry, I had a ring before that I no longer have.
Maybe Gunther would like it.
What kind of ring is it?
It's a nice ring.
I don't know. I was
It's
thinking he might
fancy.
like
Are you
something
familiar?
else.
Are you familiar with the 9 gods?
I have heard a little tell, but I do not know them intimately.
You want to?
This is their tomb, and the ring comes with great power.
False gods of a savage people.
Oh,
Is
they're
the power
quite
worth
real.
it?
They're quite real.
Sometimes there's an advantage, but I wouldn't pass Obalaka on to an unwilling person.
I'll give you +1 armor.
I already have a ring of protection. I do have a ring that shields me.
But it also comes with a passenger. These magic items are infused with the gods themselves.
Is it so for every item in this place?
No. But their tombs are down here, and their spirits. And they're helping us.
Are you so certain of that, Drow? Copernicus, is that your name?
Yeah. You can call me Cappy.
Cappy. Are you certain of that, Cappy? Copernicus.
Oh, quite. It's, Wongo has been quite helpful. In fact, he helped us slay a beholder.
I think I will depend on my sword.
Suit yourself.
But, as such, my sword is at your disposal. And he almost gives a half smile as if he made a joke.
Ha ha. He's a funny guy.
This is feeling a little awkward here.
It is, you know. Shall we venture forward?
Yes, let's see what's up further north.
Yes, and if it suits you, I would appreciate being filled in on these myths of the 9 gods and what it is that is the source of evil in this place. Have you discovered it?
No, we have not discovered it yet. Though we believe we are getting close.
Irme is going to, as they're walking,
Whip out the book.
whip out her book and just annoy Gunther with as much talking and information as she can. Just rattling on, very happy that somebody asked her and to share her knowledge.
It's the first time I've seen Arame smile in a long time.
Yeah. At first, he looks very attentive, like he's thirsty for like this information and for intelligence on the mission. But after about 10 minutes, he starts to like. It almost looks like he has to straighten his back and pretend like he's listening.
Well, do you want to call this a short rest? Take an hour here. We fill Gunther in. We're
Dispose of the
That
bodies.
makes sense.
Okay.
Take care of the bodies, yeah.
A short rest is an hour.
Yeah.
And what can we do? Nothing.
Get hit points, but we already got
Some
the frog.
of
I
the-
get spell slots back if I burned any spells, so that helps a lot.
It's whatever
I'm
a
gonna
short
burn
rest does for you.
2-hit die.
When this is through, I will come back for you, Cedric.
What about Omar?
I will make sure his kin, if he has any in Nyanzaru, is compensated. But he was
Change
a
of
hired
plans.
hand.
I burned 3-hit die.
Do you know Devatas?
You know,
I have
Daniel.
heard of Daniel Devitas.
He's quite the character.
He is with the 3 C's shipping and freight.
But he's still in Nyanzaru then.
He is still a fixture in Nyanzaru.
So, Zavril, let's take this merry band and get on with this.
I would agree. I'm getting tired of this place.
What was that, Zavril?
I said I'm getting tired of wasting time here. Are we ready to move?
About as ready as I'm gonna be.
The fight against evil is not a waste of time.
We're not
Okay.
fighting. We are just sitting here.
I think you guys would notice, like, Cappy gets up slower. He just looks aged, I think, with that loss of maximum hit points.
Oh, that's so sad.
Like, he's never really at full strength anymore.
Excuse me, that makes 2 of us.
Oh no.
Yes, the longer I sit here, the more my bones stiffen.
I just hear Cappy crack every time he stands up.
Christy has a tissue covering her nose and she can't stop giggling at James's remark. She looks ridiculous. You should take a picture.
Yeah, we're all sick as fucking assholes here. But the show must go on, right?
All right.
Seriously, like a sieve.
Let us finish clearing this floor before we move down again.
All right.
Sound wisdom.
That leads that pathway to the north, I believe.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Everyone moving forward together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shing. Great sword drawn. Held in hands.
Buckler up. Day Nocturne, ready to strike.
Zavrel's actually going to move to the wall, opposite end of the entrance, and just kind of lean up against the wall as everyone else makes their way up.
Gunther will take the lead.
Be wary of traps, Gunther. I don't know if you've encountered any down here, but
I think we
almost
tricked
always
them all.
deadly.
I have yet to encounter some traps, but I have mostly followed in your footsteps to track you.
All right.
Gunther's perception is a whopping 10.
Oh no.
All right. You see now as you get closer, the double doors are carved with leering and laughing skulls. I believe they're wooden doors, rusty hinges. Looking north, it goes in maybe about 20 feet before opening up into a larger chamber.
Nice.
Erime, what other notes did we have left for this floor? What other clues?
I don't think anything.
Just a moment as she starts flipping through her book.
Now, those looking down into that chamber, you can make out...
I'm sorry, are we on the third floor? Or the second floor?
I believe
Third?
the third.
Okay.
Looking down into that chamber, you can make out a four-columned portico that juts out from the far wall. And beneath it, a stone sarcophagus rests in a wall recess.
What is a portico?
Portico is
I don't
pretty
know.
much what you expect. It's the a column support, roof support in front of post office or some shit like that, or a courthouse,
I got you.
like a temple.
I believe there might be one clue. Have we encountered anything concerning the walls of history tell all?
No.
So that's the very last clue for the third floor.
So moving down the hall and approaching the room guardedly, can I kind of lean and glance into the room to see, get a look at
get
the
a better
bride?
view
Yeah.
of
Do be careful.
Oh, my sword is raised and at the ready.
Are there any engravings or pictures, paintings, anything on the wall?
Pretty much. Apart from what I already described to you, there are 4 ceramic frog masks that hang in niches around the sarcophagus.
Ooh, I'm
Bit-
trading in.
Beneath the masks, humanoid bones are strewn across the floor. And to the east, a large carving of a tentacled frog monster squats above a shrine. Offerings lie on a shelf before it. 4 rectangular frescoes adorn the adjacent walls.
There are frescoes upon the walls.
Sounds like Kubazan.
A lovely, lovely creature, that one.
Who is this Kubuzan?
A beast we slayed. In fact, Riga, I think, busted out of its belly after being swallowed whole.
Yes.
Was there not a clue somewhere else? A jewel to appease the
Yes.
frog?
There was Jules. Copernicus, you are now my muse. What did the notes say?
I have here only a jewel can tame the frog.
Yes, I remember that.
I am going to pull a die out of my brand new dice
Ooh,
box.
what's in the box?
Ooh, it's a dice box. It's got some engravings, a Natty 19 logo engraved on the cover.
Oh, they're beautiful.
I
Damn,
know, they're great.
damn, that looks good.
These were-
Let's take a moment here.
Yeah.
This is my first time seeing this. Damn,
we all get
son.
We're all getting one?
We are getting
Everybody's
handed
got one.
dice boxes.
Take a look inside. They got They have different color leather.
They're fancy,
pads.
man. These are fancy.
Oh, I like how they magnet shut.
Yeah.
Wow.
The
With
cushion
our-
for the dice so they're not rattling around in there.
With our engravings
Oh
right
yeah,
on the
they've got
front.
the foam.
Yeah, the foam stops your dice
There's a
from...
spot for minis too.
Wow. Who made these?
These were sent to us by Oni Technology.
Fan of the show?
Fan of the show. He listens to the show and decided he was going to do us a solid and send us some custom Natty 19 dice boxes.
They're amazing.
I don't know what
dude.
I'm more blown away by, the boxes or the fact somebody listens to the show.
Well, dude, these are awesome. Thank you so much.
Tom Newell. Thank you, Tom.
Tom, all right, man. Thank you. These are
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you, Tom.
So I was taking my die out of this awesome dice box because I want to roll a perception check. And I don't have any bonuses, so it'll just have to be whatever it is.
Awesome.
A natural 2.
Oh,
And I was looking for traps or to make sure that it was... Basically, I'm trying to make sure it's safe before moving forward.
All right. Yeah, you don't notice anything.
A mustache doesn't give you, like, spidey senses.
No, well...
tingle.
The mustache, the mustache has to roll its own.
The ends are
Next
like
level.
dowsing rods.
I should have chose that as my magic ability.
So are these going to be?
Or magic item.
Are these available anywhere for people to get these boxes?
Yes. Yeah, that's a good point, Tom. He has a site, onitechnology.com, and I'm not sure if he has the boxes up yet. Maybe by the time this episode goes out. I know he's working on a few different dice boxes. The Natty 19 ones are unique, though. But we're talking about doing a giveaway. We're talking about having a contest or a raffle, if you
We're
will.
not giving mine away.
No, I don't think anybody wants it. You're sick and your paws are all over it.
All right,
But
cool.
yeah, so stay tuned. There will be a Natty 19 dice box that will be available.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice. So we're gonna hook up some other people with these. All right, good
That's
deal.
right. But that was a natural 2 on the perception.
Was that for your mustache or for you?
You want me to roll for my mustache?
Don't roll for his mustache.
Mustache gets a plus 20, so that'll be
It's a 31.
31.
Plus 20.
All right. Well, with that roll, your mustache immediately, after examining the first fresco,
Solves the death curse and goes home.
Without you.
shit. So, you make your way into the room. I guess the things of note here. Let me bullet point the things of interest. Now, the frog masks hang in those little nooks. You see, now we're reverting to the map. There's 2 nooks on either side of the sarcophagus, 4 total. Frog mask hangs in each of those. There are, okay, yes. And to the east, there's a large carving of a tentacled frog monster that squats above a shrine. There's a shelf with offerings strewn about it.
What kind of offerings?
I'll get to that in a second. 4 rectangular frescoes adorn the adjacent walls. Okay, so the frescoes catch your attention, which we'll get to, which might get to the offerings here.
All right, so we got 4 masks, 4 frescoes,
Interesting
And 4 of
correlation.
us.
and 4 of us.
Okay, so on the wall shrine shelf, we've got a 6-inch tall stone statue of a froghemoth. There is an inscription on its base that's written in Old Omuan, which I think, if anyone, maybe Irame might be able to decipher some of it. Having spent time with Orvex, watching him,
Yeah,
being
Irbe
an academic and all, you might be able to make it out.
Picking up languages.
will approach and do her best.
All right, let's see a roll.
Does it matter that you've tried it for Omuan before? Like, does that help any?
Yeah, don't you have linguistic abilities?
I have the ability to, as an anthropologist, I think, to learn a language very quickly. Like within a full day, I believe it is, I can pick up on the basics of a language. So if I've been being exposed to this the whole time we've been down here, I might.
Possibly, and with Orvex, like Jay said, yeah.
Right, it would require listening, and with Orvex, with him translating all these epitaphs and everything like that all throughout Omu, I would think Irame had picked up something, which is where I was going with it.
So Irame will push her glasses up her nose and give a half smirk, thinking of Orvex and his annoying ass. And, sort of thank him as she tries to decipher these. What am I checking? I have no idea.
I was waiting for that.
I'm waiting for you here.
Don't you just know it?
I should, but I don't.
I mean, don't you just know the language if you've been...
This roll is to determine how broken
how much
it is.
of it I can decipher is what I assume. I knew I had to do a roll. Is it
history?
Yeah, religion, history, investigation.
History.
Okay. So that's a 15.
All right. The inscription reads, "Give thanks to me, as others have done since the dawn of time." Now, in front of that statue is a copper bowl containing rat bones, 4 dead cockroaches. You guys, is anyone writing these down? Or you just deem it useless?
I'm deeming it useless.
Was it 4 cockroaches?
Yeah,
Rat
4
bones.
dead cockroaches, a copper bowl containing rat bones, a green wax candle with a salvageable wick, and 5 loose gold pieces.
Yeah, it's all worthless.
First, fresco. Staring at this fresco, a frog-like behemoth uses its tentacles to help the Omoan people knock down a mighty statue. In the foreground, an old woman wearing a frog mask tosses 5 coins from her hand as though sowing seeds.
Was that the first one
All right.
still?
Yep.
Sounds like a puzzle.
Okay.
Second fresco. While staring at this one, a frog-like behemoth wraps its tentacles around a giant crocodile as Omoan hunters stab the crocodile with their spears. In the foreground, an old man wearing a frog mask holds a bug up to his open mouth.
Oh. Cappy's eating the cockroaches.
Full
So-
of protein. With pleasure.
Now we know. We also know that
He's
there
already.
are.
There's only one left anyway. I ran out of rations. I've been eating so many of them lately.
I thought he took over as squire. And he's carrying my bag.
He ate all the rations already.
Shit.
Okay, so let's take a look at these masks.
Rations and roaches.
Well, let's finish the
Well-
frescoes.
Yeah, let's
Oh, that
get
was
that
only
too.
one. I thought that was 4. The 4.
That was 2. We
was
still
just
got 2
2.
left.
Oh,
The 4
You got
things
the one with the
before were
coins,
the
the one
offerings.
with the bugs.
no! I had 2 frog behemoths, an old woman and an old man.
Yeah, but each one of them has a
This is
person
the-
in a frog mask.
Chuck's
So
on
the
easy
old lady
mode.
was the first one. The old man was the second one.
You gotta bump your difficulty slider up a notch.
So they were. So the frog behemoth knocking down the statue was in the same fresco as the old woman.
Yes.
Tossing the 5
I
coins.
think all we're caring about is the people with the masks on.
Yeah, what the people with the mask on are doing.
Well, that's all you might care about.
Well, it's more than what you cared about.
I have twice as much information. He's only looking at the old man and the old woman. I have what the frog behemoths are doing.
No,
That is important.
those are
too.
for each scene. Like, that's how you're breaking them down to determine each scene.
I thought the frog behemoth knocking down a statue was one fresco. The old woman tossing the 5 coins was a second fresco. But you're saying they're both the same.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, fresco
Break.
number 3. Gazing upon this fresco, a frog-like behemoth with 4 Omoan hunters riding on its back finds a small boy in the jungle. The hunters seem elated In the foreground, a young woman wearing a frog mask holds a knife in one hand and a headless chicken in the other.
These are getting dark really quickly.
I don't know. They found a boy and they're celebrating with a chicken. Sounds like a party.
Was there a woman in the second fresco?
It was a man.
It was a man. Okay.
An old man. I assume next we'll see a young boy. Or young man.
The last fresco is depicted. A frog-like behemoth wallows in a shallow pool as Omawans offer it urns of food and treasure as tribute. Cracks in the fresco obscure the head of the human figure in the foreground, but you can see that it grasps a lit candle.
I'm going to assume that's a young man.
I too would make that assumption. It is sound wisdom.
Quick question, Jay. During that short rest, can I reinfuse the Nocturne with a spell? Or is that only during long
During
rest?
long rest.
Okay, thank you.
I think I said once a day.
All right.
All right, I guess Zavril will go up towards one of the masts and for number 4 and start looking at the candle. Are the masks removable from the alcoves, or?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Zavril.
they look like masks that you'd pick up at the party store. No, just kidding.
And all these frescoes are on the east wall?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that stuff. And on the west wall where the purple eyes used to be?
there's nothing there.
Nothing there.
Dead purple eyes.
Dead purple
Them
eyes. They had
stalks.
sunk in, so it's just purple goo now.
Cappy's going to give the room a good check.
The fresco where the froghemoth is pulling down, is it a statue or a pillar?
Statue.
And it's a statue of?
That's the first fresco, right?
Yeah.
It's a mighty statue.
Okay. Okay.
I mean,
Well, if following history is the clue for this room, then we should
it
do
seems
things in
fairly
the correct order.
So, Arame, you can be the old woman.
I will eat some chicken, but I'm not eating cockroaches.
I'll eat the damn roaches if we have to.
The tossing of the 5 coins actually seems to be the easiest one.
Are there even coins?
Yes. In a copper. No.
Yeah, but
There
was
were.
there
There were 5
5?
coins.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there were
I just didn't know
rats. What's up with the rats?
The rats would have to be.
They were rat bones. A copper bowl containing rat bones.
Well, it would have to be like the.
That's the tricky one.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the wrench in the system.
Maybe
would
they were
have-
the chicken substitute.
Yeah. Yeah. It would have to be the sacrifice.
Do you still have your chicken in your bag, Cabby?
But I haven't seen a rat down here. Has anybody seen a rat down here?
Every now and again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I said it back when Svitlongi was
Yeah, you did.
traveling through looking for something to polymorph. There's definitely endemic. Is that the right word? Endemic life?
Yep.
And then on the
Seems
sarcophagus,
borderline.
It does seem borderline.
I just don't know in what order to do these things.
Cappy's going to check out the sarcophagus.
The sarcophagus appears closed tightly. I'm trying to see if there's any adornments or epitaphs or anything, but it does not appear to be. I think, if anything, it might have the engravings of a tentacled frog hemoth on it. For shits and giggles, let's call it. I don't see here if it mentions anything about it specifically, but
Did I miss the mask? What the observation of masks was? Was that like an old man, old woman, young woman? Did we look at the masks? I got up to
I
get
think-
a drink.
yeah,
No, they're frogs.
they're just frog.
Frog masks.
Okay.
They're
I
the
missed
same
that.
frog masks that are depicted in each.
Yeah.
So
with
we have to
that,
wear the masks and
Right,
offer
I
these
was-
offerings.
So I was trying to figure
I
out.
believe the offering is the important part.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was also trying to figure out if there's anything about them. I didn't know that they were all frog masks. I guess it makes
Yeah.
sense because they're wearing frog masks. But I also thought if it was like an old woman with a frog-like visage versus a young woman with a frog-like visage, then that could give
What
us a
I'm-
hint of.
Yeah.
Curious about is the jewel to appease the frog.
Perhaps that doesn't apply to this room. If we're on the 3rd floor, I believe that clue applied to a different floor.
You just blew Zavrel's mind.
Hold on.
Hey, what's up, bro?
I'm not crying.
We got a Wesson.
Aramay died. Christie's really sad.
I have a head cold and I sneezed for 6 hours straight, so that's why I'm crying.
Everybody didn't die.
No one's dead.
No one's dead. Yeah, you did look a little shocked.
You couldn't be so lucky. That'd be wonderful. I've been trying to kill somebody this whole fucking time.
Okay.
You came pretty close.
Couple times it came pretty damn close.
Yep.
Zavrel was down
Okay.
1 hit point away from utter permanent death.
So I believe that the only a jewel can tame the frog was a clue for floor 2, because after that group of clues, my second is labeled floor 3 clues.
Yeah, it was floor 2.
Yeah. So I think we should be more focused on the clue
Okay.
of the walls of history tell all. It is very dusty in this room. I'm congested.
All right. Zavrel is going to don the mask, one of the masks.
Alright, Zavrel is the first to place a frog mask onto his face.
I am also doing the one. I don't know if they're representative, but I guess the furthest southwest one.
The...
Wait, what are you doing?
Which,
Are you like doing something that could kill us all?
Yes.
Well, hold on. Did we
This-
think that there might be an order?
We
That
didn't.
it should be
yeah,
done in?
and we haven't discussed it at all. And Zavrel is gonna kill us.
I grabbed the mask. I didn't grab anything out of there yet.
Cappy will grab a mask.
there's a shelf.
I have a little bit of a line of reasoning.
So there's the frog-like behemoth statue. Essentially, there's on a shelf, on like a shrine shelf, there's a statue of the froghemoth, which is a large tentacled frog, with the epitaph that reads, or it's not an epitaph, it's a inscription that reads, "Give thanks to me as others have done since the dawn of time." And on that same shelf with it, as if somebody had come in at some point and had done this, right? On that same shelf in front of the statue, there's,
From left to right.
yeah, it looks like they're just strewn about in front of him, as if people just came up and made an offering.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't look like they're
Gotcha.
nice and neat,
Gotcha.
right? So in these items, the copper bowl, which has some old, rat bones in it, and then there's the 4 dead cockroaches. Then there's a green wax candle with a salvageable wick, and then there's 5 loose gold pieces.
Zavrel is going to change his cloak to be green and will reach for the candle.
All right, Zavrel picks up the wax candle. The wick.
After changing his cloak to being green.
The wick.
How do you change your cloak to being green?
It's one of
By
his-
willing it.
Oh,
Everybody took magic weapons. I took a magic cloak that I can change its color.
and a bottle of water.
Yes.
Gunther will approach the alcoves and grab a mask as well. But he'll look kind of reticent. He'll hold the mask in his hand, and he's looking puzzled at the shelf on the shrine, trying to figure out like what needs to be done here. Perhaps, do we think that there is an order? Is there an order to this? must we do this in a sequence of sorts?
I would try to do it the way the frescoes go. So toss the coins.
Is that the first?
We eat the.
All right. So here's a question for the DM. I mean, we have the order that you read the frescoes to us. Do we have a sense of like how they're ordered on the wall? Like, is that
that's how they're ordered on the wall?
Right.
If we're going from left to right.
left to right, top to bottom?
Right.
Or are they 4 in a row? Like,
No, it's two. It's 2 on one side vertically, 2 on the other side vertically.
so we're going left top, left
Yeah, so
bottom,
exactly.
right top, right bottom.
Yeah.
But what about the age of the? So the other thing I was thinking was the age. Like the young ones would happen before the old ones. Why do we have young and old?
I think it's just showing people of all ages will provide their sacrifice to the, or not sacrifice, but whatever the hell that word is. Tribute.
Offering.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, the inscription did say, "Give thanks to me as others have done since the dawn of time." Could be the same people doing it over and over again, too. In different times periods of their lives.
Right. So I was if I thought that the pictures were clues as to the order, I might have gone young woman, then young man, then old woman, then old man. But
Yes, but I was also thinking about what the Froghemoth was doing in each fresco. So in
good one.
knocking down a statue, wrestling an alligator, helping the old ones wrestle an alligator. Then it showed like 5 hunters on
They
the
were
back,
elated. Yeah.
and they were happy to find a child, right? A young boy, maybe, I don't remember. And then
There's a small boy.
a small boy. And then in the third one, in the fourth one, sorry, it's being offered treasures and food and everything.
In its pond. where
Right.
we
That
found it.
that almost goes along with what I was saying, in that if we're putting together a story, young boy is if the young boy is missing, the 4 hunters go out to seek him. They get help from the frog behemoth, and the young woman does the sacrifice, right? Now they have the young boy. The young boy, they're happy. They're giving like food and treasure to the behemoth, and the young boy's lighting a candle to him. That's the offering. And then the next two, I'm not exactly sure, but I would think that you would knock down the statue maybe after you defeat, like if the crocodile was another god or some enemy. Well, we don't know what the statue is of, right? It just
Yeah,
says
a mighty statue.
a mighty statue.
At first, my initial thought was maybe that was the fall of...
There was a broken statue at his pond where we found him.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny that you remember that. Impressive.
Yeah, now he's like, was there?
There was, right? In the middle. And Zavril, like, hopped out to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. And then he lived in the puddle. Okay, that was last.
To do that one last.
I mean, the frescoes might go in order.
They might just be in the order.
Yeah, and it seems too easy.
Right.
If we go from left to right, the offerings in the fresco from left to right, and that's just the answer.
Well, and that would even be depending on if you go left top, left bottom versus left top, left bottom, right bottom, right? You could even look at it, even if you were depending on the fresco's order, you could read them in different orders.
Yeah.
And this is in a left-centric culture. If the ancient Uomans were a right to left culture.
Yeah, that could be a problem.
Like if this was a manga, we'd start on the other side.
It's true.
I think just the tribute is important.
Yeah.
It might not matter what order. We might be reading too much into it.
What?
But now there's 4
The fucking
cockroaches.
clue is...
Are we all going to eat the cockroaches?
The
Did
clue
we
is the
leave
walls of history
Riga
tell all.
at the pond? Is that what's going on?
We'll need a sacrifice.
I vote Cappy.
Did you drag Omar in here?
He's already dead, Copernicus. Jeez.
He sacrificed himself for us.
So pretty much, I'm going to him again because I have to close all these. I shared Kubazan Shrine just to show the statue in the middle of the pond was the frog face. So pretty much looking at these frescoes, looking at the big picture, and looking at the inscription, it would appear that every time in each of these stories, the frog-like behemoth performed some sort of aid for the Omawans.
Right.
And in doing so, they presented an offering for that aid in thanks.
So maybe we have to wait until he helps us before we...
We're going to be waiting here a long time. I have a question for you, John. Mr. DM, sir, I have a
I was
question.
going to say, you will address me as the DM.
Dirty motherfucker.
That's DMF.
Is that your new rapper name?
I was going to say, that's my DJ name.
As far as separating with the god, how does that work? Is it just when they touching a new one, or is it like, can I roll to try to remove it from my body afterwards?
No, there is no rolling to try to get out of it. You're stuck with it.
All right. Even if I hand off the.
I don't think anybody's tried that before. No, so I don't know if you would know that. I mean, so far as it look, you haven't been offered a roll, a daily roll, or anything like that to try to resist it. But
all right,
let's pick a course of action here and follow through with it. Do you like the idea of what Charlie's
that doesn't
saying
sound like Copernicus to me.
No, it doesn't.
Let's pick a course of action here and follow through with it.
I'm the only one standing with an offering. You're just standing there with the mask.
Which offering did you take, Zaves? The candle?
The candle?
No.
Is it an offering if you take it from the shrine and then give it back?
So Cappy with the mask on will scoop up the bugs.
Gunther will quickly for Air Max.
Grab the coins?
No, he will actually take 5 coins from his own purse and put them where the other 5 are.
You're doing it wrong.
Is this an offering or a takening?
This is stupid. None of us know what order to do this in. It's based on nothing, and it's probably going to kill us. So Irme grabs the bones, and she's pissed that she's going to have to kill something.
It's not the bones. It's a bowl.
bowl.
A copper bowl full of bones.
It's not full of bones either.
Oh.
There's
What the
just
fuck? How do we know there was rat bones?
There's
then?
rat
There's
bones.
rat bones. It contains
scattered a
rat
bunch?
bones, but it doesn't say it's filling to the brim with an
I
overabundance of rat bones.
I also didn't say it was filling to the brim with rat bones. So Irme will take the bowl with a couple of rat bones in it.
There's not a couple.
What the fuck?
More than a couple. But less
I'm
than-
sick.
How many bones are in a rat?
Stop making me talk. I don't even know what's been taken.
There are more than 2 bones in a single rat.
Okay. Irme takes the bowl that's got some rat bones in it.
Perfect.
Okay.
Find your way to mansplain this one.
Zabel is going to use his flint and light the wick of the candle.
All right. The candle lights. An ominous wind moves.
Does the
Blows
flame-
the candle
flame
out.
wave
Blows the candle out.
Cappy eats one of the bugs.
Let me see here.
How long has that dead bug been sitting there?
I know, right? That
be
can't be
spoiled.
healthy, man.
I'll tell you in a second.
We have not figured this puzzle out, and because I'm sick and I can't pay attention properly, we're all gonna die.
Yes, because
Hi,
we rely on Irme to figure out every puzzle.
All right. Copernicus eats a bug.
Irme looks about the room for something
Roll
to
a
murder.
constitution check.
Be funny if you didn't have to eat the bug.
I think we need to all eat one bug.
What?
You're not fooling anyone, Copernicus.
All right, so we lit a candle. We threw 5 gold pieces. We ate a bug. What's missing?
Irame looks around the room for something to murder.
You see 3 companions.
I know, right?
We should take that clip and put it in an advertisement. Our trailer.
Offer Kubazan the bones.
What bones, Copernicus? Help me find something.
In your bowl.
Oh, the
Just
bone. You just
offer
give him
him
the already
something.
dead bones?
Why
In
don't
the
you read?
fresco,
Why don't
they
you
kill
read
the
the
chicken.
Why don't you read the fresco again?
Headless chicken.
A young
Young
woman wearing a frog mask holds a knife in one hand and a headless chicken in the other.
Yeah, I gotta kill a rat. Is that not what everybody else got from this?
I
Or
thought
did
you had
I
to
just
kill
go
something.
dark real quick?
No, it sounds like sacrifice.
So,
Which is why I tossed the gold, because Gunther does.
Okay.
I want
That
nothing
made
to do with
sense.
the sacrifice.
okay. So, Irme's looking for a critter.
You're looking for a critter? All right, I'll do a percentile.
Cappy points to the lantern on your hip.
Copernicus.
Kinda shrugs.
It's not funny.
She's very much useless.
What is that you have there? What hangs upon your hip?
Irme just turns her hip towards Gunther. It says, it's Luna. She's a moon elf.
And you
While
keep her
she still looks
imprisoned?
around for something to kill.
You keep a moon elf in prison?
She's stuck in there. We found her this way.
I thought the high elves were above themselves, but it sounds awful.
All right, so it took you about 20 minutes of scouring, but you do eventually find a rat.
Quickly, grab it.
Does that count as a short rest?
So Irme picks up the rat.
Just like that, huh?
Yeah. Do I have
Put
to
it on
do a
the
check?
mat.
Do I have to be nimble?
Fucking bites you, necrotic rat.
Take off your hat, lay it on a mat, beat it with a bat.
And holds
Take
out
a
her
nap.
hand because she has no weapons. Because
Cappy will.
anything she had got destroyed in some sort of metal conundrum at some point.
He'll hand you one of his daggers.
You know what to do, Irame. You've always known since you were a child. Your whole life has led up to this moment. Now strike.
As Copernicus says strike, Irme's hand jolts for a second and then she cuts the rat's head off.
Gunther's murmuring to himself a prayer.
And as she goes up to the spot where she picked the bowl up from, places the bowl down and puts, basically tosses the lump into the bowl and walks away.
The rat squeals out in pain. And as you place the rat in the bowl, it's not until the blood pours out into the bowl when you hear a click come from the sarcophagus.
I looked at the map when you said that.
Yeah, me too.
Like something was
I think
gonna
we all
happen.
did.
I was in that moment, like.
Or look, yeah.
Waiting for something to crawl out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zavril is going to walk towards the sarcophagus.
I guess it didn't matter what order we did things in.
Or the blood hitting the bowl was the first click.
Oh,
The first click.
Maybe there needs to be
Many.
4 clicks.
The first of many.
Is that weird logic? I'm so
No,
sorry. I'm tired.
It's not, but based on the DM's reaction.
Cappy eats another cockroach.
You regain 1 hit point.
Nice. One max.
Now everybody will be fighting over him.
All right. You open the sarcophagus, and inside reveals the bones of a froghemoth.
What?
Big bones.
What did you expect it to
Hemoth
be?
bones.
I don't know. It's such a big creature. I don't know.
I just
know
don't
what
know
I-
how we
I-
made it through the puzzle. How it was that easy. That's still
It
like.
says it contains the bones of a froghemoth.
It doesn't have to be like an assembled skeleton, right?
Right,
It
no,
just-
it's not like a museum display.
It's not built.
You know, when you
Is-
pick a person
Scaffolding
apart,
around it.
yeah, when you pile up a person's bones individually in a pile, you could squeeze them in a pretty small space.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, maybe even the trunk of a smart car. What do I know?
Is there? What else besides the bones is there inside of there?
I'm glad you asked that. With the bones, there is also some treasure. It contains a pair of bracers
I was going to say I hate pears.
with 20 brittle arrows, and those are inside of a rotting leather quiver. So you have like a thing within a thing within a thing here.
And both of them are shitty.
All right, where's the real treasure?
We don't know because we didn't do the fucking puzzle right.
Carvings of froghemoths adorn the bracers.
All right, Zabral's going to reach for the bracers.
Oh,
You know what's going to happen now.
What are they? Like, what type of bracers? Leather plate,
I guess we did do it right.
I don't
That's
think
gotta be the
bracers
item.
are considered
padded.
in such a way. I think bracers are just bracers, bruh.
All right.
There's no armor bonus with them or anything.
No. I think bracers aren't considered armor. They're just
Huh.
they're like rings, you know what I mean?
What?
Well,
Yeah.
They're ridiculous looking for doing nothing. That's like a lot of shit to wear if it doesn't do
What?
anything.
I don't know if it's a whole
Wonder
lot of
Woman
shit.
could block bullets with hers.
But that's all she was wearing.
What kind of weak ass bracers are
You're talking about someone who only wore bracers. Of course she's going to block shit with them. Well, it says that they have engravings of the froghemoths, right?
yes.
What happens when he touches them?
When you reach in and pick up the bracers, they begin to glow as watery light ripples across the walls. A monstrous tentacled shadow rises from the sarcophagus, and the air fills with the stench of a swamp.
What?
Home, sweet home.
A rumbling voice echoes through the tomb. You are brave to summon me. Together, we will crush the Undying One. And Papazadl. Papazadl's shadow emerges. You'll have to get through me first, Kubuzan. And a battle of
Epic battle.
spirits ensues.
It's a battle.
A great battle of
Good
good and
and
evil. 3 days gonna be a war.
Wait, is Papazadl like possessing Zavril?
Me. Yes.
Okay, so that's why the battle. And we all see this?
Yeah.
You
Is
see
it
Zavril-
visible to everyone, or is
Uh,
it all in Zavril's head?
I think everybody. I think just Zavril. I think just Zavril is hearing and seeing this.
Like, you guys saw the tentacle shadow.
Yeah, you guys saw.
And I'm assuming you
Well-
already see the shadows from the wings for me.
I also assume Ejid got a little bit excited. Maybe letting everybody know some shit was going on.
yeah.
Yeah, their reactions for these other guys is.
Yeah, Wongo and Ejid would be like, what?
Actually, none of those other guys didn't have any dog in this race. It
Ah.
was who was it? It was Greedy Nang Nang, Cautious Obolaka, and Wise Shigambi who had.
The cautious and wise were the ones that didn't like this guy. That's great.
No, those are the ones that had something to say, whether it
I
be
know.
good
That's
or bad.
what I. Oh, it could be good.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily.
I understand.
It's how they react, and each one doesn't necessarily
They can
have
have a neutral reaction,
Yeah.
right,
like something that acknowledges.
right.
Yeah, absolutely.
What? Like, when this starts off, I kind of want to speak to Papa Zottle as well.
They start battling each other. I forgot how I did the battles. Is it just a roll off? Let me see.
I thought
don't
if you
recall.
accepted the new one, you would get
Yeah,
it.
I thought if you accepted it as well.
I'm reading now. Spiritual inhabitation.
I had no problem shedding Obalaka when I got Wongo.
There's a mustache that deserves Papa Zottle.
Mustache is pure. What do you got here?
Exactly.
That's my pile of tit chews.
Oh, okay. So
Why do I
fighting,
care?
Because it's ridiculous and on the floor near my feet.
fighting over a host when the
'Cause it's
spirit.
ridiculous. Sit on the floor near your feet.
When the spirit of one trickster god inhabits the host that is already inhabited by another trickster god, the two gods battle for the right to remain within the host. Assign even to one god and odd to another. Then roll any die. The result determines which god is victorious. With the losing god
Gotcha.
forced out of the host has no influence over which god gets forced out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right.
Papa Zottle's even. Kubazan's odd.
Okay.
Kubazan seems like an
Good.
odd guy.
I'm using my brand new Natty 19 dice box. Woo!
Come on, Kubazan.
All
I
right.
agree.
Which one's even? Papazotl?
Yeah.
Papazotl emerges victoriously.
Bummer.
Jesus.
Oh, bummer.
I know, considering I wanted the frog the whole time.
And the tentacled, shadowy behemoth frog, it returns to the braces. As Papazotl.
So am I still holding him, or did I have to, like, drop him or anything?
No, you don't have to drop them.
Alright.
You're still holding them. It can only I think it counts as a resist, so which means that it can't attempt to do it again to you.
Anybody
Damn.
else?
Gunta.
Copernicus.
You really should try these gods out.
I have gods of my own. I am here to bring light to this place, not to let its darkness settle upon my soul.
Zavril, it appears you're still the same.
Why don't you give it a
Yes.
shot, Copernicus?
I'm happy with Wongo.
Oh. Ugh.
Kubuzan and Papazotl were enemies.
Oh, cool.
Kubuzan's chaotic good,
Oh. We got a chaotic evil god going on over here?
and Papazotl's lawful evil.
Lawful evil.
I was gonna say, I'm assuming he's lawful evil.
Oh, that's worse.
Yeah, what's Wongo? Wongo chaotic evil?
Read your
Longo's
card.
chaotic evil. yeah.
What's about Ejin, chaotic good? Would be my guess.
Some kind of neutral. I think.
Ejin is
Neutral
chaotic
good.
neutral.
Chaotic
Yeah.
neutral. Oh, jeez.
That's what Cappy is.
I don't even know if I ever picked anything for your May, to be honest.
I was kind of surprised there was nobody to fight in this room.
Oh, under alignment, I have fucking awesome. I'm not even joking.
How
I
drunk
must
were
not-
you?
When I made this, I must not have understood what alignment was.
Alignment is
Fucking
precise.
Precise.
Alignment very accurate.
Well balanced.
Cost
We
me
got
80
what we
bucks at
came
the fucking
for.
auto.
I'd say Irame is probably like lawful neutral.
So,
Zavril's going to say, "We got what we came for," as he reaches in and grabs the quiver as well.
the quiver pretty much turns to dust as soon as you pick it up.
Does it?
We got what we came for.
He's going to say it's somewhat disappointed as he
But the arrows remain for now. The quiver just turned. It's
Nobody has a bow.
no. I mean, they're in rough shape. But the gauging these arrows looks like one. You have one shot with them before they break, and they'll only do one piercing damage.
1d2.
Nope, just one.
Cappy will pick
Alright.
one of the arrows up and snap the head off. A little souvenir.
Yeah, Zabel's going to continue walking, holding the bracers.
All right. Man, it's too bad, KY. You would have loved Kubazan's power.
That's rough.
My whole thing was trying to get him since we came in here.
It's kind of
'cause
like Jin's.
What does Papazotto give you for superpower?
Nothing.
Jin just basically
Nothing?
boosts my armor class to 21
This
through
kind of sounds
Dex.
like BTS material.
I would agree.
End of episode material.
We got one more room, right?
Zavril, why don't you throw the braces to Gunther?
There's always some schemes going on. I love it.
I'll try to persuade you with a +7 persuasion
Ooh.
check. That'd be a 23.
Ooh.
That's not +7. Do your goddamn math.
Oh, it's a 5. I thought it was 16. 22.
Don't listen to him, Zavril. The last thing we'll need here in this party is a goody two-shoes inhabiting a goody two-shoes.
It would be a goody 4 shoes.
Well, you got your wish. It seems you wanted to keep control of me. As I'm saying to Papazotto. Not really out loud so everyone can hear it.
It's not like I had a choice. He did assault me. I was just waking up from my slumber.
Shall we proceed?
Man, I'm so disappointed.
Tell one of them to proceed. What does he mean?
Do
What does
they
he
have
mean?
to take it willfully? Can you just like smash the bracers into Gunther's face?
Walk behind him,
Touch it!
touching butt.
Hey, here, fit these over your plate armor. I'm sure that will work.
Right? What use for bracers would it have?
Anybody could wear bracers
All right.
on top of their armor, or alongside their armor. Bracers don't take up an armor slot.
Yeah, because they don't.
Be
do
like
anything.
wearing shorts over my pants.
Probably
That's-
they probably go under plate mail. If I had to guess.
All right, let us move on. We still have one more room to this floor that we know of.
All right, the double doors. Is
Double
where,
doors.
is where you all collect.
Sounds like an important room.
And this was a rusty.
The
Or
hinges were
wooden-
rusty. The two
wooden
doors
door.
were
It was
wooden.
wooden.
On the doors were there was carvings of leering and laughing skulls.
Oh, right.
Ooh.
Leering and laughing.
Yep. Examining the door, it doesn't. They don't appear to be locked by any mechanisms or anything like that.
Can I do a detect evil for what's beyond the door, or do I have to open the door to check?
That's a good question.
You could sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend, undead, within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. Damn.
Oh, well, there you go.
I'll take point.
Copernicus, you're faced with these double doors.
Come on, Gunther.
You need a hand, Copernicus.
The door opens. I don't know who's opening it.
Cappy's pushing it over.
Be here all night. All right.
I'll stand at the ready right beside him. I'm assuming he was asking me to stand guard and not to help open the door, since it's their
All right, the
on
door,
hinges.
the hinges squeal as the doors open, revealing the contents of this room. Well, actually, no. Ooh, you almost tricked me. You almost tricked me. We'll do that right there.
What's the squiggle?
A vein. No, I don't know. All right, so the doors open. 10 feet from the doors, a thick tapestry curtain hangs from wall to wall. Its embroidery shows a scene of merriment. Nobles feasting around a banquet table, a roast boar on a platter, and servants are pouring wine. You almost get a feeling of
Home.
yeah, I was just gonna say home or joy, or there's festivities are happening on this muraled tapestry.
Cappy will take a tentative step into the room.
Cappy enters the room.
Gunther's beside him
Yurbe
with his
will,
massive greatsword just held high.
Yurbe will approach the tapestry a little bit closer just to see if she can glean anything else from the apart from the obvious.
No, well, you get a sense of merriment and joy.
Gunther is going to move toward... Are the curtains... Do the curtains have an opening in the center? Can they be moved from the left and from the right? Like how? Like either way?
Yeah, either way will work. Let's call it from left to right.
Okay, so he'll move to the edge
Like a shower curtain.
He'll move to the edge of the curtain without opening it. He just wants to kind of peer and raise his hand to do a detect good and evil.
Maybe a stealth check.
Yeah. I could try to do it. Yeah, I'll try to do a stealth check here.
No
no
perception,
penalties.
no stealth. What's going on here?
Natural 3.
Yeah.
Clank, clank, clank.
Handled.
Yeah.
Did you peer beyond?
Yeah, I'm just kind of like pulling it aside to poke my just enough to get an eye into the room.
I'm
so I can
wondering,
detect.
do you have dark vision at all, or are you holding a torch, or that's
I
something
don't.
we should
I
probably...
don't. It's an ability. I'm trying to detect good and evil,
Oh, okay.
but I can't do it through total cover.
I think you and what's the range on it?
60 feet.
I think 60 feet. You would definitely detect evil.
So I can know the location of any celestial fiend and undead that is not behind total cover.
Oh yeah, no. That is, and then that's the extent of the detect. I thought it would just similar to detect magic.
No,
would
so it's
reveal
actually
an aura.
It's actually defined sense. It says as an action you can detect good and evil. Until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell. Maybe that's multiple, because there's the Hallow spell thing, or know the location of Celeste. Yeah, so, yeah, okay, I'll just do the general detect good and evil then.
I think you would detect evil within 60 feet.
Anywhere
Yeah.
in this tomb.
But you don't get a sense of any particular evil creature or anything like that. But you do, there's evil.
Not to mention an ominous wind.
There's great evil here.
Yes, we've heard that before.
Great.
We're well aware of the situation. Thank you, Gunther.
All right. What do you do?
Irme's actually going to take a step back from the tapestry. She reaches out and she kind of touches its fineness, imagining it's kind of velvety anyway, and it makes her think of Wakanga. So she takes a step back and pulls out her compass and has a look at it.
Okay.
As Irame steps back, Cappy will
He's
move
behind
up
the
to where
curtain.
she was.
Okay, Cappy.
And he'll move the curtain aside enough that you can see in there with his dark vision.
You see another tapestry beyond, just 5 feet in.
So then he'll bring it, feeling safer, he'll move it, this one aside.
Careful, Copernicus. Could be trapped.
Another curtain hangs behind the first, showing the exact same scene, but descended into depravity. Some nobles appear to be fighting one another. Others partake in carnal encounters on the table, and some are sprawled on the floor in puddles of vomit.
There's cunnilingus. Cunnilingus all over this tapestry.
Is that bad? Or
Depravity.
'cause I don't really see the problem.
'Tis a mockery.
He'll step forward.
Referring to the scene, not to Christie's cunnilingus obsession.
Approval. He'll step forward and move this tapestry back so we can see it again.
All right, you reveal. Copernicus moves the second tapestry, revealing a third tapestry.
Ooh.
On this one,
Yeah, where's this going?
a scene of horror confronts you. Nobles feasting on servants, eating each other alive and setting fire to the hall. The roast boar is alive and laughing on its platter.
Ugh.
Again, Cappy will step forward.
Oh my god, you are descending into darkness.
These tapestries are getting pretty crazy.
Uh,
Gotta see what I gotta see how this ends.
At this point, now that things are starting to look grim, Gunther is going to cast Aid upon his 3 allies.
Ooh.
The duration is up to 8 hours, so gives you 5 temporary hit points.
Copernicus, the third tapestry stands before you.
Yeah, I'll move it out of my way. I'll move it aside.
You move this one aside.
Where's everyone else? Are you guys coming?
you
guys coming up
what?
Surface.
in the doorway, looking at my compass.
You carefully pull the final curtains open to reveal what is beyond. Mounted on the wall before you, the rotting head of a giant boar. Fresh blood and gore spatters its tusks, dribbling down the wall beneath it. Now, at this
Fresh.
point,
What?
everybody who sees it,
The blood is fresh.
I think it's just me.
when no one else is looking at it,
He
I mean,
just-
I'm Gunther's been kind of guarding Copernicus, essentially
Okay.
being at his.
So me and
Zavrel's not in the room, so
No, I specifically said that Irame stepped back.
okay.
you step back, but are you not looking at it?
Okay, yeah, so I
Okay.
suppose Irame, I would look up at probably her comrades' disgust and awe and look up to see the ghastly scene.
Well, anybody who would be looking forward now that all the curtains are opened needs to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that's great.
It's +4 for
I
Cappy.
feel like I should have a bonus on.
Wisdom save coming in hot in the new dice
Do
box.
I have a lucky point left?
Ooh, that's a 18.
18
Okay.
for Copernicus.
Okay. Irame, I'm using a lucky point to re-roll that.
21 for Gunther.
21 for Gunther.
Jesus, if I don't pass this, and then... Okay, what do I have left? My
Sure.
luck points.
Add a lucky point.
I'm out of lucky points. I could use my Tides of Chaos, which would give me advantage on this roll, but would also guarantee a Wild Surge on my next spell casting. Alright, here goes nothing. That's a 14. I have no bonus in Wisdom.
What's Avril score?
Natty 19.
What the fuck?
19. All right, here we go. So everybody,
Spent the luck point, I got a
as you guys
14.
are up there staring at this rotted boar head, I think Zavril would feel his shoulder get nudged as Irame slowly steps forward towards the boar head.
This is gonna fucking kill me, because you guys made me look.
And as you're watching her, she's not saying anything. And as she continues to slowly move towards it,
Arame.
you're looking at her and you're looking at the boar head. You're looking at her, and you're back to the boar head. You're now fixating on its wide open mouth. And Irame continues to walk towards it. She places her hands on the boar head as she's about to place her head in the mouth. And we'll see you next time on the Natty 19 podcast.
It's an awesome place to stop.
Yeah, we're obsessing over that.
No, that's what I get for not saying. I specifically said Irame took a step back and was looking
somebody
down
had
at
to
her
do it.
compass, and everybody was like, "What? You wouldn't look?" Like, okay, I'll look.
What it
Now
boils
I'm
down
dead.
to is we needed a damn cliffhanger. Somebody had to fail it. How friggin' dumb would it be if everybody passed?
It's a good one. I like it.
Think of all of the listeners who are now, for the next 2 weeks, going to be fucking scared for Irame. Think about that.
6, 7, maybe.
Yeah.
At least. Come
Later, K-Way.
It's
There
a
are
good.
dozens of us.
It's a good cliffhanger.
See, everyone's not to be in the room.
Are you not looking
Oh
in?
my god! I bet you.
What are you doing out there?
Yeah, I mean, Irame. I felt pressured to look. They made me do it. I wasn't gonna.
How could you not?
I'm just. That's just a
that's-
disclaimer.
that's-
That's just a disclaimer.
that's
If
what
I
I-
die right
How
now.
could you not look? You're in the room. The curtains are being
yeah.
drawn.
Everybody's like, oh, yeah.
Right.
I know.
Would you-
That's why I looked.
I always walk through a dungeon backwards.
If somebody pulls a curtain, I look the other way.
To be fair, I specifically said Irame stepped backwards and looked down at her compass. Thinking of Wakanga. Just to be fair.
That's
Right,
True,
but how
that's
long are you
true.
going to sit there?
And that's why I gave it to you. She looked up.
That's true.
She's on her phone.
I'm just saying I would have had to fuck it out.
There's also like a menacingly. I think I would, if I was an adventurer in there, I'd feel threatened about what
Wanna be
could
aware.
I would
want to
be-
be aware
yeah.
if there's a beast that's
She
going
would
to lunge
absolutely
at me.
be forced to look as people call
All right.
you know.